In today's video, I just wanted to talk about the upcoming Blackbeard rework and what we should expect as a community as to what this rework might be. We're going to be talking about potential gadget changes, gadget reworks entirely, as well as going over a few fan-made concepts which I think would be a great addition. Jumping straight into it then, I believe that they are going to go down one of two routes. They're either going to go down the Tachanka rework kind of way, where they are going to give him a brand new gadget entirely and kind of ditch what they had in place previously. I could definitely see them doing this because the shield that Blackbeard currently has is very problematic. Just the way that it's even been designed, you know, having a gadget that blocks headshots in a game where one hit headshots is like one of the key mechanics in the game, keeping everything balanced. It makes it so if the gadget is too strong, it's overpowered, and then if you nerf it just a little bit, it goes from being overpowered to completely useless, and that is why we've seen Blackbeard in the state that he has been for so long. Or I think the other route that they could take is maybe tweaking the gadget slightly and changing little aspects about the way the shield works, making it more viable and a lot less problematic. Now, once again, this is also quite a likely route that Ubisoft could take. It is a lot less work for Ubisoft to do. Obviously, if they're going to be reworking the operator from the ground up, then it's going to take a lot of work, it's going to take a lot of balance changes, and there's probably going to be a lot of bugs with it. And I'm going to be completely honest, with how lazy Ubisoft have been in the last couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe just tweak the way the shield looks or works and called it a rework. I would not be too surprised. So if Ubisoft decide to go through the tweaking route, what could they actually realistically do to the shield to make it a lot more balanced, but also allowing it to be a lot better? Now, I've seen this concept somewhere before, I can't remember where I've seen it from. One of the things Ubisoft could do is actually give the shield a massive buff in general, so it can take multiple bullets before it ends up breaking. But to kind of balance this out, it's only going to be able to protect you from the side. So if you're looking at someone head on and being able to engage in a gunfight, your entire head is going to be visible, and if the person you are shooting at has good enough aim and hits you in the head, they will still be able to kill you in one bullet. But if they are taking the gunfight from a side-on perspective, say if they swing you and they see you first, if they are on an offset angle and cannot see your head, then it's going to be covered from this shield. And obviously the shield being able to take more bullets than it can currently means you'll be able to survive a few bullets to the head region, giving you time to react and adjust accordingly and be able to take that gunfight. I think something like this would probably work. I don't think it's the best solution, we'll get onto that in a little bit, but it's definitely an option Ubisoft could take. And like I said just a minute ago, Ubisoft have been very lazy recently, so I would not be surprised if something like this is all they did to call it a rework. So what is the best option for this Blackbeard rework? Now, I think a lot of people in the community are kind of expecting a massive overhaul, are kind of expecting a complete new identity and playstyle for Blackbeard as an operator, and I genuinely think this is going to be the route that Ubisoft are going to take. I think it's the best route that Ubisoft could be taking in this point in time, and that is just to completely ditch the shield gadget entirely, give him a new type of gadget, and essentially make him a brand new operator. Now, don't get me wrong, if you want to give him some kind of nod to his former self, then that is a-okay by me. For example, when Tachanka got his entire overhaul rework, he was actually able to keep the mounted turret LMG that he had previously, and is now one of the better LMGs in the entire game, still having that massive destructibility, and it still kept Tachanka's identity somewhat intact. Now, I don't know what Ubisoft could do for this. A very silly idea that I've just thought of on the spot right now is if they gave his old shield to like his deagle or something, and then obviously on his primary weapon he no longer has it, but he has a brand new gadget to play around with. That is definitely not going to happen, but I think that would be absolutely hilarious, maybe for some kind of April Fool's update maybe. Now, to end off the video, I just want to go over two concept ideas from the community, and I really like both of them. The first one I'm going to show off is probably one you've seen before. It is Z-Min / Bikini Body's concept, and they come up with this entirely unique gadget, and it's somewhat still fits in with the Blackbeard theme, and that's this kind of harpoon gadget, kind of similar to what Amaru gets, but when you shoot it, you can stick it into any surface, and it kind of acts as a tripwire that the operator cannot destroy. What this means is it kind of forces operators to vault over or crouch underneath this little wire thing, and it's going to make it a lot more interesting to hold certain parts of the map and being able to kind of hold off your own areas as an attacker. I could definitely see an attacker putting the bomb down as Blackbeard and then setting up a harpoon, which makes it so if they want to take back the bomb site and be able to defuse, they're going to have to vault over this gadget and leave themselves very, very vulnerable. Now, it is a very niche gadget, I think, if they were to do anything similar to this, but it's just a pretty cool idea and I wanted to show it off. I think a more realistic concept actually comes from Z-Min once again, but this time in a concept that was over 4 years ago. And his rework concept was the fact that they should give Blackbeard a flying drone. Now, the way that this drone would work is that you could literally fly it vertically, put it anywhere you wanted to, and just leave it idle, like floating around wherever you wanted to, essentially setting up a camera at any point in the map. Again, I think if Ubisoft were to do this, it would probably lead to a lot of bugs. I could see people getting outside the map with the drones and stuff like that. I think you'd have to introduce like a drone barrier just for this flying drone. But I think there is once again a lot of use cases for this gadget. Imagine being able to fly up, putting down your own custom, camera flank watch, and literally being able to just check it on a camera, maybe even outside of a second floor window, and being able to get a complete sight line on where you've planted or something like that, and being able to control it again and move it to whatever position you wanted to or needed to. I know this is going to sound like an awful comparison, but in the Roblox version of Siege, there's actually already this gadget implemented, and it does actually work pretty well. So this operator gets an actual flying drone. So I assume they've taken the idea from Echo, but as you can see, it's on the attacking side and it's just stationary. If this was an operator in Siege, I genuinely think it would be great, because you would be able to watch angles like this through an upstairs window. Don't know how they'd make it balanced, maybe just by making it really loud. But an operator like this in Siege, I genuinely think would be a good addition to the game. Either way, guys, I think that has been it for today's video. Let me know what you think of Blackbeard's rework. I am still very hyped to see what they do with him next season. Click the video on screen if you found this video interesting and leave a like. And until the next one, guys, I'll see you over there.